Straight Up Wrestling Podcast Show. Is your host, Chris Burton, the People's Podcaster, with my man,
Harry Bernard Taylor, HBT, in the house.
What's going on, y'all? Hey, just let y'all know we're going to be reviewing Fyter Fest today.
Yes.
This past Wednesday at AEW. And before we get into the show, if you're watching on Facebook, follow us on our Facebook page. And if you follow us on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, and ding, ding, ding. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when we go live for moments like this. All right, Harry, let's get into it, man.
All right, man. First match, man. We're gonna but before we get into this first match, which the first match is Chris Jericho versus Shawn Spears. At the end of this, I want me and you, we're gonna talk about a little about Chris Jericho's future, because Chris is now 50 years old, and I'm kind of looking at his future past professional wrestling, see what he's gonna do after this. I don't know how much longer he's gonna be in the sport. He's probably always going to be around.
He definitely around the midsection. He definitely looked 50.
Yes, he sure does. So I think he can do a few other things past this. He actually has the talent to do it. So we'll see. But me and you, we'll have a little discussion after this. We'll expound on that. But let's go ahead and go to the first match. Chris Jericho versus Shawn Spears. What do you think about that?
Going up against the chairman, Shawn Spears.
Yes.
And,
the chairman.
In fact, that was your man back in the day, La Parker.
Okay.
You remember La Parker?
Yeah, I remember La Parker.
Yeah, the chairman of WCW.
Wow, man. Goodness sake, I didn't even think about that.
Mm-hmm.
I did not
man.
think
So
about
Shawn Spears, man, he's that's his weapon of choice. And in this particular match, he could use the chair and not be disqualified.
Yeah, used the chair, and Jericho couldn't use it, man. And a couple times Jericho got a hold of it. And referee was like, no, dog, you can't do that.
and it was messed up, man, because all this is part of what was it? MJF.
Right.
All part of his plan for Jericho to go through these trials of Jericho,
right?
Whatever you calling them.
Oh yeah, so labors of Jericho or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. Labors of Jericho.
So he can't. He doesn't have to wrestle against him. So
but the match was actually pretty good, man. And
yeah,
like you said, Jericho's he was 50 years old, man. He definitely looks it.
He does. Yes, he does.
But he's still got something left in the tank. So
right.
But both of them did pretty good. They did good, man. I mean, it was like Shawn Spears knew and knows, Jericho's getting long in the tooth, and he can't really go like that no more.
Yeah.
So he looked out for him, even though, Shawn Spears could go a lot harder, but he knew he was going up against Jericho, and he was like, I ain't gonna do you like that and make you look bad, because you might have lost a step or two. But other than that, it was a good match, man. I mean, I just hated that Jericho couldn't use the chair sometimes.
Yeah, that's true, man. Because like I say, he got a hold of it a couple times, and he took a big one, man, coming off that ring rope on that right inside that ring apron, man. Wham! I thought it was over for him right there, but hey, he persevered through it, man.
And he ended up getting the win, man, with the that back elbow. I forget what he calls it, but he called him with that back elbow.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what he called it either, but yeah, he hit him with that, man, and the chair actually turned against Shawn Spears, and that's what took him out. So, man, it was a pretty good match, man. I don't know if I'm gonna give it a 4, but
I'll give it a 3.5.
I'll give it a 3.5. Yeah, that's exactly what I have for it. 3.5, but it could have been a 4, but yeah, we'll just go ahead and give it a 3.5. And like I say, Chris Jericho, man, you can just tell. I mean, yeah, he's lost a step, and Shawn, he worked well with him inside there. But we'll see what Chris where he's gonna go from here. I mean, he was first AEW World Champion. Yep. I was looking at him, which remember I was recording the first few because I told you I was going to give this thing a chance. but then I stopped watching it. But I recorded the first 3 or 4 shows where I actually watched them live, and I was watching Chris, and I was like, whoa, he's changed since I had because I got into him when he first came to WCW. But man, he's still a star, and he's still over with the fans. But we'll just have to see where he goes from here.
Now and then after the match, MJF comes out and was kind of pissed.
Yes.
He was kind of pissed. He was like, "You trying to use a chair, trying to cheat,
right?
And I told you can't do it, and so since you want to do that, I got another one for you next week in Charlotte." And boy, does he! He
brought out a nut. He brought a nut case with him.
Man, this dude, man, do you know anything about Nick Gage?
Yeah, I know some things about Nick Cage. I've seen some highlights and things like that, and I've seen a match or two of them.
Did you watch his Dark Side of the Ring documentary?
No, I haven't seen that.
Go back and watch.
Okay.
This Joker was in a death match. It was in a tournament. Deathmatch tournament. They use light bulbs and all that crazy crap.
Yeah.
It's crazy. This Joker literally got jabbed in the jugular.
Wow.
By a piece of glass.
Wow.
And he rolled out the ring because he knew something wasn't right. He was feeling extremely weak. And he just happened to look down, his whole shirt, his whole red, just squirting blood.
Right.
They figured out what was happening, took him in the back, whatever, tried to patch him up. This fool literally wanted to come back out. It's like, put a bandage on it, and I got to go finish my match.
Oh, wow, man. Wow.
And it took about like 7, 8 people to hold him down and tell him, no, you're going to the hospital now. If not, you're going to die out here.
Wow, man.
And then the Joker robbed the bank with no mask, no gun. It's all on documentary, man. You got to go see it. The Joker is a nutcase.
Man, that is.
And he got to fight Jericho next week, and anything goes match.
Oh, wow. Wow, man.
Anything goes.
Woo. Oh, wow. So, man, that's gonna be very interesting. It's just we're gonna see. How Chris come out and handle this. We know he's Chris has had his days is in as far as this hardcore stuff. He's had his days too. So
it's
gonna be interesting. But let's go and move on to the Doc Gallows versus Frankie Kazarian match.
The Elite Hunter.
Yes.
Frankie Kazarian.
Yes.
Well, Frankie, he looked kind of lost in this match for some odd reason.
That's true.
I don't know why, but he did. In just my opinion, he did look lost. Maybe because I guess that's what he scripted it. Big man versus little man and all that stuff. And it just looked. I don't know, man. But
I don't know, man. It's like Frankie. A lot of the things that he did wasn't effective until like the last part of the match.
Yeah,
he started being effective, but pretty much the size of Doc Gallows kind of like overwhelmed him a little for pretty much the majority of the match. And kind of kept him at bay. And it seemed like he was holding an intimidation factor over Frankie. Or Frankie had something in the back of his mind, like, hey, the rest of Kenny Omega and the rest of his guys something's gonna happen. These guys, I know they have his back, and I'm gonna get attacked out here or something.
Yeah.
So he wasn't giving his all, man. And
like I said, something did seem kind of off.
Right.
And I was just like, I didn't catch it at first when I watched it, but now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, something was a little bit off.
Right.
And I guess because of if something was on his mind or whatever the case may be, Doc ended up winning.
Yeah. And so, that I don't know, man. Yeah. It just, like you say, man, the match, it made the match where it wasn't really interesting because you know, some seemed some was off, some was on Frankie's mind, man, and Doc was only interested in, you know, he took advantage of it. It's like he took advantage of it, that he's saying, hey, I know you're not right, and I know we're in your head, and you know, and it just led to a bad match, and Doc won the match, man. And I give it a 2. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 2.5 though, which is not a good grade, but it's better than what it could have been, you know.
Yeah, you're right about that. And then I'll give I'm probably bumping up to a 3.
Okay. And then, like I said, and then, you know,
after the match,
Omega come out, man. You know, they came out, you know, the boys came out, man, and they beat Frankie up some more. So
yeah, because I mean, Frankie, I think Frankie been trying to get at them boys for the longest. He calls himself the Elite Hunter.
Right. Yeah,
so he's been trying to pick them off one by one whenever he gets a chance. So you know, sooner or later they won't get their payback.
Yeah, and they said, you know, you the one who's been hunted. That's what Kenny Omega said to him, and you know, they mocked him in the ring while they beating him. So it was just, oh man, it wasn't a good night. Just put it like this: it wasn't Frankie's night, man.
It wasn't Frankie's night at all, man. And,
yeah.
And then, guess who comes out safe as the day? Hangman Page.
Yeah. Adam Page came out, man, and you know, Adam Page come out. You know, Adam was getting his little drink on, man. You know, so he was back in the back, you know, maybe chilling and everything like that, hanging out, man. Then he turned around and said, "Hey, my boy lost, man. What's going on here?" Then, you know, he probably like, oh, you know, Frankie's not something's not right, because you know, Frankie's got more talent than what he actually showed in this match.
Oh yeah.
So he probably turned around, man, and everything like that, and didn't realize Kenny had come out there, man, and brought the boys, and then, you know, had attacked him, and then Adam seen what was going on, so Adam come out there, man, to take care of business, and jumped in the ring, and you know, maybe he had a little bit of some, you know, what he had to drink. He might have been a little tipsy or whatever, and you know, he got a hold of him, was had a heads up on him at first. He was taking care of him, and they got him, and then, you know, Adam's guys, they come out, and
Dark Order came out
came out, you know, the Masked Man, what's his name? I can't remember his name right now.
Which one? There's like 4 or 5 of them.
Well, the last one, man, with the purple mask. I forgot his name.
The one that had on the brown suit.
Yeah. Evil Uno come out.
Evil Uno, that's him.
He looked really funny, man, coming out there. But he was like, you know, he ready to take care of business. He jumped in there and like, I got to get a hold of him. But, you know.
But did you hear the stipulation that Kenny put out, though?
No, I didn't. Oh, yeah, I heard the stipulation. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah,
what?
Kenny basically said, okay, this is what we're going to do. He was like, this is what we're going to happen. Your boys, your crew against my crew.
Right.
Elimination style, 5-on-5. And basically said to the degree, if y'all beat us, your boys get a shot at the tag titles, and you get your heavyweight championship shot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But if y'all lose, y'all don't get nothing.
Yep.
So the pressure's all on them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, you know, Kenny is still, man, he's using mind psychology on him, man, right now. I mean, just like he had on Frankie, and man, hey, it worked. So, I mean, these guys gonna have to, you know, the Dark Order, man, they're gonna have to get loose, and they just gonna have to go in there, man, and just have fun and say, hey, man, we here to win. You know, have fun, but take care of business. And
because if they lose, they don't get nothing.
They don't get jack. Yeah. So I mean, hey, it's either all or nothing. You know, so you know, if you lose, don't ask no questions why. You know?
Hey.
So let's move on, man, to that Darby Allin versus Wheeler Yuta match. Let's see.
That was a good match, man. It was pretty good. To me, it was a typical Darby Allin match.
Yeah. But
Wasn't
man,
nothing
yeah.
spectacular. Wasn't nothing spectacular about it. It was a typical Darby Allin match.
Oh yeah. Well, man, Darby, man, Darby almost blew it though, man. Because he was playing tappy toe with Tane Cassidy, man. Do you remember that when they was out there bumping?
Oh, that was Sting.
Huh? No,
that was him and
Sting.
Sting.
Yeah, that was Sting, man. They was out there. No, that was Tane. Wasn't that Tane Cassidy and Sting out there bumping?
Yeah, Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy. And Sting was out there, man. They was playing tappy toe or whatever, man, with each other. And Darby doing his match, Darby stopped and he went over there to check out what in the world they was doing. And and Wheeler almost got him and pinned him, but it didn't happen, man. So but yeah, Darby,
I ain't gonna lie, man.
Good, man. Huh?
That was entertaining. They was up there playing tappy toe.
Yeah, yeah, they was tapping,
and Sting up there being all lazy.
Yeah. So I'm just like, man, I was just wondering. I was like, man, if Darby loses this match, is he gonna get mad and start arguing with Sting, start fussing at Sting? I didn't think he would have. But it would have been interesting to see if that would have actually happened, man.
Oh,
but,
yeah, definitely, man. Because but like I said, man, the match, it was an entertaining match. It was like I said, it was a typical Darby Allin match.
Right.
And he's still sporting the swole ribs and everything, from that coffin match.
Mm-hmm.
Rightfully so.
Right.
Because the man did a coffin drop through the darn lid of a casket on top of another man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my ribs would be sore too.
Oh, yeah. Man, Wheeler's pretty talented too, man. Both of these guys are pretty talented, man, and they, look fluid, very fluid together, man. Inside the ring, both of them have pretty much the same kind of skill set.
Yeah.
And I mean, they work well together. So, like you say, it was a pretty good match. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I think it could have been better, especially if Sting wouldn't have came out there and played tappy toe with Cassidy.
I think, man, from the crowd's reaction, that was the highlight of the match.
But yes. The
reaction of the crowd.
The crowd enjoyed that, man.
And Tony talking about he couldn't believe it was even happening.
You're right. I couldn't either, man. I was just like, wow, what are they doing, man? Tappy toe. Let's become friends, man. We can get together and do this thing. Sting, like, join my stable, because hey, he's not going to be getting he's not going to be getting in the ring too much, man. So
special pay-per-views and stuff like that, man.
So it'd be good to have him, to have Darby, man. Maybe have Orange Cassidy, and even bring Wheeler into his. These are the type of wrestlers that'll be good under Sting. But his toolage, man. I think will really could elevate these guys, man, because they have a lot in their game that equates to what Sting did. So I think it would be great, man. But what you get that match, man? Yeah, Darby got the win.
I'll give it a 3.
Okay. Well, like that's what I had at first, a 3. But I went ahead and bumped it on up to a 3.5. But I'm gonna go ahead and give it I'll give it a 3.5 for the entertainment, because of the entertainment and from the outside. And Darby, man, he played it well when he went over there. Like, what's going on, man? What's going on? Instead of doing the tappy toe thing, and he still recovered from that. So, but overall, man, we'll go ahead and give it a little 3.5 stars. So, a little bit over that 3. Okay. All right, man. Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose, man. What you think about that match, man?
That was a good match.
Oh, you think so, man?
Yeah, I think that was a good match, man.
Okay.
If you look at historically speaking,
mm-hmm.
Britt Baker up until that point has not beaten Nyla Rose.
Oh, for real?
Up until that point, she had not beaten Nyla Rose in no time when they've ever fought.
Oh man, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. So it's that was pretty good, man. Like I said, man, Nyla, she's a big woman, and she's very limited on what she can do and how she can
Right.
Her move sets. is very, very limited, man.
True.
And my dog want to get in the camera, and it 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 almost limited Britt Baker on what she could do, you know.
Oh yeah.
But they pulled it off though. They made it work, man. Pulled it off and everything, and Britt got the win, man.
Yes, she did, man. It was a pretty good match, man. I mean, Britt, she was able to counter everything that Nyla was able to do, and
Yeah.
I mean, and she did it with strength. I mean, she pretty much was able to pull up anytime that Nyla used her weight to overtake her, and Britt was able to reverse things, and she and her strength pretty much changed the course of the match. So I was impressed with that. And man, did you see Vicky Guerrero's the look on her face, man?
Yeah, she was kind of distraught, man. She was
she couldn't believe it, man.
She couldn't believe it because I mean, like I said, that was the first time Britt has beaten Nyla ever.
Right.
So, and plus the title was on the line too. So Britt had to, if she wanted to keep that title, she had to win.
Yes, she did. So yeah, she got in there and she did her job, man, and she represented herself well, man, and she can leave and say, hey, DMD. She did.
DMD. That's it.
So I'll go ahead and give the match what you give the match? Let's go ahead.
I give it a 4.
Okay, I give it a 3.5. And what I'm trying to think, why I gave it a 3.5. I think Nyla kind of brought the match down a little. I think Britt had to slow down a little bit to kind of match Nyla in this match. So that Nyla's performance brought the match down a little bit. But overall, still, it was a really good match. But we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and bump it back up. I'm gonna bump it up to what you gave it. I'm gonna give it a 4. We'll go ahead and so Straight Up Wrestling Show. We'll go ahead and give that match a 4. Let's see, Santana. Okay, I think the next one was the Santana and Ortiz press conference. Santana and Ortiz in against FTR's press conference. You remember that? I remember a little bit about it.
Yeah, I do, and it was crazy because it to me it was pointless.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's probably why I can't remember a whole bunch.
We already know y'all don't like each other,
right?
And everything, and y'all are basically they're trying to clash on 2 different streets.
Yeah, it's
because Santana Ortiz, they're basically talking about how they grew up and
from
poverty
New York,
and this,
right?
that, other, and my mama struggled, my daddy, whatever, blah 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 blah.
And then he had a picture. He had a picture of his mom, right? Yeah.
And he was doing all this when FTR was like, "We don't care about that. We just want to have a match."
Right.
So it was like they were like passing each other.
Yeah.
It didn't click.
That's true. And I was like, why is this segment in the why is this on the show? I've seen them I've seen them run the segment before, but they've ran it at the beginning and they ran it at the end. Run it at the beginning. Get it out the way. Don't come after a few matches, which was pretty decent matches, and then throw that into it. And like I said, it was pointless. It had no business actually being on it in the show. It kind of maybe
we know they're gonna fight. We get this. We already know they're gonna fight. But y'all are trying to build up the match, but they're talking about 2 entirely separate things.
Yes.
And it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and neither one of them has been active. They haven't even been active in the last 5-6 weeks on TV. So so it was like, for a minute there, I was like, wow, are these guys even? And I had to stop and think. I was like, okay, yeah, they are part of AEW, but it's like they was throwing something in there against all the rest of these all the rest of the people that was in all the other matches have been active on AEW the last 6 weeks. And these two teams, they've been talking. They've discussed this thing like 3 times. This is like the 3rd time they've discussed this thing within the last 6 weeks or so. And they hadn't really had them on TV except for like a few weeks ago. So I was kind of like shocked. I'm like, wow, it was pointless and they had no business being there, just like you said. So I don't know, man. It's down on AEW for that. But
because I think actually they've been wrestling on like AEW Dark and stuff like that, man.
Yes, okay. That's probably what it is. What it is, and actually I haven't been watching AEW Dark. That's something I want to watch every now and then. They're on YouTube, right? It's on
YouTube,
basically on YouTube. Okay, but
and speaking of YouTube, that was a good segue.
Yes.
Once again, we just want to let y'all know, if y'all watching the show, we have a Facebook page, like we said.
Share.
Yep.
Subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe, and
hit that.
Ding, ding, ding. Ring that notification bell on YouTube where you can get all the notifications.
Yes.
And we have a Facebook page where you can comment, post anything wrestling. If you want to comment on something we're talking about or want us to bring up, please do so, because we will get back at you.
No doubt. And after that, I did like the next segment. Andrade El Idolo came out. He introduced Chavo as special assistant or assistant.
Or the advisor or something.
Yeah, a special advisor or administrative assistant. I think something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, one of the two. But I think he's going to be coming out now with Chavo instead of Vicky. So I think that's a good thing. Chavo's kind of cool and his persona it blends well with Andrade.
Oh
so,
yeah.
I think that's going to work well, man. And that was a pretty good segment. And who came out there?
Death Triangle.
Yeah, Death Triangle came out there and
Pop,
and
Ray Phoenix and Penta.
And Penta, yeah. And Andrade said to Penta first because he said you work for Andrade. He said, and they all come down there and Penta said, I don't work for Andrade and all that, man. And they was all speaking and they wanted to get in the ring and they would Death Triangle wanted to get at Andrade and his guys, man. But Andrade was like, everybody works for Andrade, man.
So that's who paying you, man. That's who's sugaring your pockets to say that crazy stuff is Andrade.
I hear you, man. Hey, I wish he was paying me, man. But I don't want to get involved in that business, man, that he got going on because, hey, it's going to be some damage going on around there, man. So it's going to be some fists flying, some teeth being knocked out, some legs being broken and things like that, some backs being hurt up, man, some aches, pains in the morning. I don't want to be involved in that. But I'll take the money, man. I work for Andrade, man. It's all good.
So you just going to take the damn money.
Yeah, take the money. Take the damn money. That's it. But I like that one. I mean, that right there, thumbs up on that, man. And it that right there overshadows that the thing that we had before that. And you know what we talked about, what we just got finished talking about. It overshadowed that, and so it brought.
And it makes you wonder. And it makes you wonder what they're trying to set up. With those 4.
Right.
Because you got 3 against actually 1.
Yes.
So I mean, what are they gonna have Andrade at some point running singles matches against all 3 of them at some point, or
I don't know.
I wonder what they're trying to set up. Yeah.
It's like he's taking over the whole thing, and he might have to beat him into it, So I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
And that would be interesting if he does have single matches against them and beats all 3 of them.
Yeah, beat all 3 of them, and then have everybody working for Andrade and has a stable, because I think, like I say, I think his persona and Chavo's persona can bring something like they can have a group like Evolution, like the Four Horsemen or something like that. You know, they can have that kind of stable, man, and look really good, doing that. So I think that would be a great setup if that's where they're heading with that. But let's move on. Let's move on over to Sunkiss. I mean Orange. Tang Orange Cassidy versus Blade.
What do you call him? What do you call him, man? Sunkiss.
Sunkiss, man. Orange Crush. Nah, I'm just joking, man. Let's move on with Orange Cassidy, man, versus Blade, man. I didn't mean to call him man Orange Crush, but let's move on with Orange Cassidy versus Blade. That was a pretty good match.
That was a good match, man, considering Cassidy was hurt.
Yeah.
Because after that after the Allen Darby match, he got attacked.
Yeah. So
he got attacked, and he got banged up pretty good, man.
Yes, he did. So, but hey, man, Orange Cassidy did pretty well in this match, man. I mean, Blade did his thing too, but Orange Cassidy, man, he used his hands a lot this time. I didn't see him put his hands in his pockets that much.
He was all about that business.
Yes, he was, man.
He was like, man, I'm gonna have to fight this Joker.
Yes, he did.
You jumped on me. Okay, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah. So,
I mean, he came out the gate swinging. He was about to give him the orange punch out the gate.
Yes, he did. And then he got him at the end with the orange. I mean, after he won the match, he got because Blade some got messed up with Blade, man. You know, Blade had got a hold of that those nuts, man.
Yeah, Bunny threw him them brass knuckles.
Yes, and hey, he lost the match and he lost those brass knucks, and Orange Cassidy went out there, man, and he set up his super punch
with the brass knuckles.
He tore him up, knocked him silly, man. A punch that Blade won't soon forget. So.
You got that right, man. Kind of remind me of that Floyd Mayweather Big Show match.
Oh yes.
And Big Show had a big old bruise on his.
Yeah, but I enjoyed the match, man. But yeah, I'll give it a 3.5. What about you?
I'll give it a 3.5, man, because like I said, man, Orange was pissed, man. He was like,
yes,
you attack me, I'm gonna have to, man, you're gonna have some problems now.
Right. I mean,
I'm about to be serious. Ain't no joking around. I'm about to be serious.
So pissed, man. The man didn't even put his hands in his pockets. So you know, I'm just like, wow, man, where's your hands in your pockets? Hey, he said, hey, man, I'm not trying to be cool here. This is all business, man. He was EPMD, strictly business.
Hey, man.
Strictly business on that one. So, but that, like I said, that was a good match. We're gonna move on, man. I want what's up with this Chris Jericho, man? This Painmaker thing, man. I mean, you know, this is something he has to resort to, man.
Oh man. Well, if you follow New Japan,
yes,
that's his alter ego. His hardcore alter ego, if you will.
Right.
And Painmaker, boy, when he go there, man, he a whole different beast. Painmaker just don't care.
All right.
Painmaker's like, okay, you know, it ain't Jericho no more. It's Painmaker, because you just got to go back and see it, man, because he did some damage in New Japan. This Painmaker,
okay,
man. You
want to check on that, man?
Came the first pay-per-view ever AEW did in Chicago. I think it was it All or Nothing or Double or Nothing?
Mm-hmm.
The first one they ever did. Jericho showed up as Painmaker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's when him and Kenny started going at it.
Okay.
Yeah, but the Painmaker, man, he gonna need it, because next week, boy, he got a test, man. Gage, boy.
Yeah, Gage is on. So, man, yeah. So he has to do that, man, to take care of what he has to. He has to go there, man. He has to. His mindset has to go there to take care of the business that he has coming up.
Yeah,
so,
because Gage, man, that joke come to the ring with a pizza cutter, man.
Yeah, man, that joke go through glass, man. He don't care.
And you see what he did to David Arquette?
Yeah. Saw that. So, like this guy, man, don't. So, man, that's gonna be wow. And Jericho has to get through this, man. If he wants to get to MJF, he's got to get through this.
Yeah.
So we know that's gonna be a fight. Can't wait to see it.
Charlotte, North Carolina ain't gonna be the same after that one, boy.
No, it's not. Okay, Cody Rhodes, man. The Cody Rhodes versus Malachi Black promotion, man. You know, I think that's going pretty well. I think they promoting that pretty good, man. I think they're keeping the fans' interest with that. That's something I can't wait to see.
That's gonna be good, man. Because I mean, the man came out of nowhere and just super kicked Arn Anderson, man.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. So, I mean, where's Arn's son at, man? Think about it. Where's his son?
Still training.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, they had to take him back to training, man, because he wasn't ready.
No, it reminded me of David Flair.
Yeah.
Well, actually, he's a little bit better than David Flair, but
yeah. David was awful, man. And then, like I said, then they brought him. I think they worked with him for like a year or two after that. I mean, kept him working for a while after they trained him up a little bit more. But David never really caught on. I mean,
yeah, and it wasn't his passion anyway.
No, it wasn't. He's definitely not a sister. So.
Oh Lord, no.
I mean, she has that Ric Flair. Man, she has Rick written all over her, man. There ain't no doubt about that. Okay, let's move on to the Texas Death Match, man. The final, the main event. John Moxley
for
versus
the IWGP United States Championship.
Man. John Moxley defending his title against Lance Archer.
That was a match, boy.
Yes, it was, man. That was a great match. I was very impressed. Man, I was just like, wow. I mean, Moxley was so intense in this match. It's like he was gonna dominate the whole thing, man. I'm like, he's taking it to the bigger man. And I mean, he's delivering. He was delivering, man. Great shots, great power moves, great takedowns, whatever he wanted to do. And then Lance started coming back, and Lance, man, started throwing his weight around, man, and asserting his power, man, and it showed what he can do. So it was,
because if you think about it, this is not the first time they met.
Right.
If you want to know anything about these two, go back to New Japan.
Oh, okay.
Go back to New Japan.
Right.
Because them two had some, they had some good matches in New Japan. And it was under New Japan rules since it was for that title.
Right.
So you didn't have a 10 count outside, you had a 20 count.
Okay.
Because that's New Japan rules. If you go outside, you got until count 10 regular match in the States. But over there, you got 20 count.
Okay.
And then, by being a death match, that didn't help because you saw that, what was that, power slam or suplex on them chairs?
Yeah, man. That suplex, that reverse suplex, man. I was like, wow, man.
I thought his back was broke, boy.
Yeah, is it Moxley one who set it up, but Lance actually got it on. Moxley actually one who took the brunt of it. So he's one who he got hit on his own chairs, man. And then which one of them got power slammed through the tables, man? With the barbed wire.
That was Moxley.
Yeah, man, that was
because it was basically Texas Deathmatch. So you basically, the rules on this one was basically if you couldn't answer the count of, was it 10 or 20?
Right.
You couldn't get up. You lost.
Yeah, that's how Lance finished off the match. Yeah, he threw
that barbed wire.
Power bomb through the tables with the barbed wire. Yeah, that's how he finished off the match, man. It was a great match, man. And John Moxley, man, he brought in his foreign object, man. Even though I know he got it out of his kitchen, he had his foreign object. I mean, it probably was made.
Man, I don't think it was a foreign object. I think that thing was made in the United States.
Yeah. It might have been made in the United
It
States.
ain't foreign. It was made in the United States.
And yeah, got it out. He went to his drawer, kitchen drawer, man, where keep all the utensils, and brought it in there, man. So, but he used it effectively,
Yeah.
and Lance got it from him, and then Lance effectively used it on him. So
yeah, that fork, boy, it was like they were channeling Abdullah the Butcher.
yeah, and Jim Ross, he said that. He said, man, he said it's shades of Abdullah, man. He said they be like Abdullah in there. But hey, nobody can use it as good as Abdullah, though. But hey, these guys did pretty well. And I think one of them went, man, they might have been talking to Abdullah at some point in the past, man, and say, hey, how do we use these?
And what's so crazy now that whoever won that match has to wrestle the son of Haku.
Right. That's, man, I can't wait to see that.
And now you got to think, because when they squared off after Lance won, Lance is a big boy.
Yes, he is.
And then Haku's son got in the ring and stood nose to nose with him.
Bigger than him, taller than him, at least.
I was like, ooh.
Yes.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah, he was like, I'm ready for you. And Lance was like, you want some? You want some? Hey, it's gonna be
now,
something.
See, now this is what shocked me. I knew that Haku had two boys.
Right.
Over in New Japan, in the Bullet Club and all that, and tag champions and all that. I knew about that. But when I seen this third one, boy, I'm like, ooh.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, now this is a big boy. I'm like, who is you? Where'd you come from?
Okay, man, but
Haku raising some killers, boy.
Yes, he is. But yeah, but overall, man, I'm gonna get a match of 5. I want to give it more. This is one of those 6-star matches, which we was gonna go with the 6-star system. And,
yeah, that would be a 6-star, definitely.
So, Michael, this is a 6-star match, man. This match was just the kind of match that you come out to see, and that you want to come.
Is Michael watching? Is he watching?
I don't know if he's watching, man. I'm not sure. But maybe he is watching. But if Michael, you're watching this match, Mr. Asian Sensation, that was a sensational match to watch, and you need those guys in your stable, brother. Hey, that was a 6-star match, man, and hey, there's nothing nobody can say to bring it down.
No.
Yeah.
That was definitely a 6-star, and I can't wait to see Lance Archer and Haku's son, man.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be great. But so that pretty much ends everything that happened on Fyter Fest. But I'm gonna let's talk about Chris Jericho a little bit, man. Like we said at the beginning, he's 50 years old. I want to see. I'm kind of like thinking.
Well, before we get into Jericho, what would you give overall rating for the show?
Overall rating for the show, man. Wow, man. I say a 4. I say at least a 4. Anywhere from 4 to 4.5. It was pretty. It was pretty good. It was an exciting show.
I'm gonna give it. I'm going with 4.5. 4.
Okay. What did I say? 4?
Yeah, you said 4.
Okay, I can go with 4.5. That's 6 because I was thinking 5 on the last match, but that 6 brought it up. Yeah, brought it up to 4.5. So yeah, I can go with 4.5. Almost a perfect show. But that last match, like I say, it was a 6. So let's move on. Talk about Jericho, man. I'm looking at Jericho as he comes out. He definitely relishes the fan support and the way the fans sway over him and it sings his song. He's put out I think 6-7 albums with his band. But he actually has he has his talent there. His genre of music is heavy metal, which is not as big as it was back in the 80s and the 90s, but it still generate a good bit of fans. And with him being as big as he has been in the last 20, 21, 22 years in this sport, he automatically, I guess 23 years, last 23 years, he's been pretty big in the sport. He automatically has a following, a huge following that's going to follow him anywhere his band goes or whatever.
He's been with that band for
a good while, I know.
Well, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Definitely over 10 years.
Yes. So I'm looking at when he leaves the sport, I'm wondering if he's gonna hang around the sport and do things, or is he gonna roll with his band, or has he acted in any movies, any TV shows, anything? I don't know if he's acted.
Nothing I can think of.
Yeah, I can see him, man, and I've seen other wrestlers fail at it.
You know what? That's a good question.
Yes.
Fans, if Jericho's done any acting whatsoever, big films, independents, whatever, let us know in the comments on Facebook and on YouTube. Let us know if Jericho's done any work in the film industry.
Yes. I would. I think, man, because I mean his personality and his the roles that he played. Now I don't know if he's, and I'm thinking it's mostly him as far as everything that he's done. I mean, from the Y2K Jericho until to this time now, is that he's coming up with his own thing mostly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're writing scripts for him, but it's his personality. He's bringing his character into the ring. I mean, he's playing that character, but he's playing it off who he is. So I think he will be pretty good as an actor, man. And I would like to see him do a sitcom or something like that, man. Some kind of show I think will be really will really go well, man. Maybe something with his band or whatever. And his band been pursuing for a long time to, maybe get up there big in Hollywood, and they have a huge following. I think he would be great, man, and doing some kind of TV thing, man, that will keep him going. For a good bit of years, because like I said, he's only 50 years old. He's not, he's not old.
No,
but go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with you. He's definitely not old, or nothing by those standards.
Yeah, but I mean, he's long in the tooth for a wrestler, but there's a lot of wrestlers who went a lot longer than him. But in the way the sport is structured now, you just can't have those Harley Races, Ric Flairs, Hulk Hogan's, those guys going for that long, man. It's just it's a lot more athletic than what it was back in the day. These guys are putting a lot more damage on their bodies than what went on.
Good Lord, yes.
Went on back in the day, man. It's a whole different sport. But Jericho, man, like I'm just saying, this is a guy who has a future outside of, if he don't want to become a booker or writer or somebody behind the scenes in wrestling, man, he has I think he has a great future outside of this sport, and not just with his music, it's maybe with acting or something like that. Because, man, he just has it, man. He has that charisma to take him a long way, man, outside of wrestling.
Yeah, he really does, man. He's got a future in whatever he puts his mind into, man.
That's true. And if he wants to train people or whatever, man, whatever is gonna be great. And or whatever he can start, whatever business he starts, man. I think he's gonna do a great job, man. He just has that, he has that it factor about him. And if he's in a ring or if he's around you, that's something, you can tell, hey, this guy right here, he's somebody, man. He's pretty much a self-made man in the sport.
Of course, man. His name's and his accolades are, you don't even have to mention it. You just say his name, you'll automatically know something he's done off the top of your head.
That's true. That's true. So,
yeah. He's done everything you can do in the sport except being in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
I don't think he really wants to do personally.
You're right.
That's his choice. But he's done everything you can do in this business.
Oh yeah. But man. So that's it, man. And like we were saying earlier, you know, if you like the show and like, hit, share, subscribe, you know, if you and hit that
notification bell, ding, 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 so you get notifications on when we go live.
Yeah.
Like tonight, it's a late show, but hey, you might be up and get that notification, but oh, they're live. Let's watch it, see what's happening.
And
And
if
then
you
you
don't,
can hit us up on our Facebook page. It's very interactive.
tell your friends, and you know, hey, come check us out on Facebook. And man, hey, you know, ask questions.
We're actually broadcasting on YouTube and Facebook, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's what it looks like right now. So
okay, awesome. See, so we're on 2 platforms right now.
Right. So you know, we're willing to do our thing, man. And you know, you have ideas for shows, let us know. But you know, we it's about time for us to come up with our top 10, Chris. So I want to do that sometime this week.
Oh yeah,
that's do top 10. So you know, me, you, and Mr.
Michael King,
the Asian sensation, man. We got to get our list together and talk, and you know, the top stars in the business, man. And we need to list it down with the fans. You know,
and just the top 10.
It's got to be more than top 10 because the list is so big, man. I was listening to Cornette today on his podcast, man, and he named it was like 200 wrestlers in the WWE, man. He was going through, and I think it's like 17 people had titles just in the WWE. You know, that's with the tag team titles and the singles titles and the women's titles. It was like 17 titles, man. So it was a lot. So we probably gonna have to do a top 20 when it boils down to it.
Now, now when we do this, are we gonna be doing in wrestling as a whole or just a certain company?
Well, we want to do it as wrestling as a whole, but pretty much it's pretty much gonna be AEW and WWE. But me, you, and Michael, we're gonna sit down, or we're gonna have some chats about who's the top people in Japan, New Japan, New Japan, and the top people in Impact, and the top people in ROH, and you know, we need
NWA.
And we need to look at a little bit of film on these guys, that the ones that we don't know, because you know, at least their champions need to be involved in the top 20. So just like you know, going back to the wrestling magazines and everything, they rank everybody. So these people have to be ranked, because I mean, there's some people that's worthy to be in that top 20. In the tag team, man, the tag team division, even though, like I said, I don't care for them, you got to rank the Briscoes. I mean, Jim Cornette and there's a few others out there, man, in the wrestling, you know, Don Morocco and all them, they think they're the best tag team in the nation. I mean, in the world. So we got to look at the Briscoes and compare them to what we're seeing out of AEW and WWE. So, you know, they deserve their spot. So within the next 5-7 shows.
You know what? While I'm thinking about it, and you just said it.
Yeah.
Fans, this be your interactive moment.
Right.
Write down your top 20.
Yes.
Who you think should be in your top 20, or who you think we should put in our top 20, and why.
That's right. Yeah, because we would like to know. We would like to know what you think, who you think the top guys are in the business. But yeah, we want to get to that before we go back and start ranking some of the old school wrestlers. Another show that I want to do, and this came from a fan, but he's a friend of mine. He actually hit me up on Messenger, and he was asking who's the best black wrestlers of all time. And you know, and I gave my opinion, and me and Chris, we have talked about this. And then he asked me who's the best Latino wrestlers or Hispanic wrestlers. So we want to do those 2 shows after we get this top 20. We're going to do those 2 shows. So
there's going to be some serious debates, man.
Yeah, so we're gonna debate those, and we're gonna continue on doing what we're doing, and doing as far as these weekly shows on Dynamite, Fyter Fest, whenever that comes up. we're gonna do Raw, and Raw might get down to where we're just giving results. If they continue on the path that they're on, we're gonna continue on with SmackDown, and we're gonna continue on with NXT. Yes, yeah. And if we get a chance, and I mean me and Chris get together, or me, Chris, and Michael get together, and we can watch some New Japan. And do some reaction shows, man. We would like to do those for you. Do some reaction shows on some Ring of Honor things, man.
We got a lot on the table.
Yeah, yes, there's a lot on the table, man. But we want to try to cover as much as possible for you. We don't want to just be a show that's gonna where we're gonna be a stranglehold on to where we're doing only AEW and WWE.
Oh, and don't forget independents too. Independent wrestling.
Independents, yeah. In the independents, we want to have shows where we can just basically do independents, and we want to show up at a few places and do some shows on independents, and a lot of times we might have to get the card and we have to talk about the matches after, but we will give you some shots of it and anything that we can do, and then we give you a report, a rundown on that. And especially if you're in that town or whatever, and we know about it and we're coming out, hey, give us a shout out, man. Come by and speak to us or whatever. We'll be glad to meet you. And hear your opinion, man, about the show and about the company that you like to go and see. And you can talk to us about some of the wrestlers, man, and say, hey, look out for this guy and look out for that guy. Be a great thing.
Yeah, so we got a lot coming up, guys, and we want you along for the ride because it's gonna be a hell of a ride and it's gonna be fun.
Yep. And before
like they always say, we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time.
That's right. Before we leave, hit that like button, share, subscribe, and hit that
notification bell. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. I'm Harry Bernard Taylor with my man Chris Burton,
the People's Podcaster,
and for Michael King, the Asian Sensation, we are signing off.
Peace be the journey, as Michael King would say.
No doubt.